Hello guys, and welcome back to a new video and to our usual weekend backtesting sessions. Alright, so I hope you're doing good in trading and in life in general. Alright, price action was a bit messy, especially on NQ, so just be patient. Good days are coming. It's always like that. So today we're gonna backtest EURUSD, but we're gonna do a different thing. We're gonna go back all the way to 2006, 7, maybe 2008, and backtest price action there. All right, we're gonna find out if the markets were easy to trade back then, or it was harder, because a lot of traders claim that markets nowadays are more manipulative. All right, and back in the days price action was straightforward. So we're gonna find this out. All right, so let's not waste any more time and let's get right into it. So we're gonna do this on FX replay, and I already backtested the month of March on 2006, so we're gonna avoid that year. Maybe we're gonna do 2008. This is the good thing about FX replay. You can go back all the way to, let's see, the limits. You're gonna need all these three for correlation, so you can go back all the way to 2003, and that's just amazing. All right, I guess we are. Let's do 2008 or 2009. 2009, it was the housing crisis, I guess, or it was 2008. Can't remember. Let's do this. Let's start March from 2008. Let's try to backtest a month. I don't want to make this longer, but let's see. I'm gonna take a couple of trades and backtest and see how price action was reacting back then. All right. Alright, I guess we are ready. So for the strategy, it's quite simple. You can understand it by just watching this video. Alright, you don't need any prior knowledge. You're gonna see the process from higher time frame to lower time frame, simple, to the entry model, which is basically just a sweep and a break of structure, or trying to find the right break of structure. Alright, so let's get started. Let's go to the daily. And let's go to next day open. We're gonna start from the London session. All right, so we are pretty bullish. Couple of consecutive candles to the upside. Basically, we want to continue that. You don't want to look for shorts. Don't try to call the pullback, just keep longing. Align the time frames and keep looking for longs. That's the rule. Alright, so that's the daily. We are sweeping the high from here, so we might have a small pullback. Let's go to the 4 hour, 2 hour. This is previous daily low, I guess. Friday low. Yeah. Oh, so wait. No, this is not the right time. Alright, now we are at Monday. So this is the previous daily low. Beautiful. Equal highs. Basically, this is a range. Alright, we are leaving the range. let's see if we're gonna find support out of this range. Let's go to the 5 minutes. Alright, so nothing. So basically this is still a range. Alright, this is just a deviation out of the range. It's 11:30. Let's go back tomorrow. Alright, so Tuesday is still in the range. When you have a range like this, you want to stay zoomed out like this. Alright, so you can see the bigger picture. Alright, still the range. Let's go back tomorrow. We are still at the range. So basically I want to see price trades below these lows right here, these obvious lows, and this is considered as the bottom of the range. So this is the area that you want to buy from, and we are going with the trend, right? I don't want to sell from here. So let's see. Alright, so we traded to the downside. Beautiful. This is the bottom of the range right now. I want to see this low gets taken. Maybe we have... There is a gap right here. Alright, so we do have a potential SMT because DXY did take the low or the high from here, right? What about GU? Alright, GU also took the lows. So that's a nice confluence. Now, after the higher time frame analysis, we need the confirmation on the lower time frame. So 15.53, sometimes the 1 minute. What do we have? We have a couple of sweeps right here, micro sweeps. There is this imbalance that we just closed above, but there is this candle right here that can push price, so we need to be careful. But with the SMT and so on, it gives me the confluence to try to enter and not wait for this. Let's go to the 5. We have a couple of break of structures right here. Alright, let me see how, if price gonna find support from here. I don't want to enter directly. I want to see if price gonna find support from this candle. Let's go to the 3 minutes. We are trading down. Alright, we are finding support from this candle. So this potentially can be broken eventually. We have another break of structure right here. And we have a sweep right here. Let me go to the XY. There is nothing here. What about GU? Do you have anything on? Yeah, alright, so we do have an SMT right here. So between the low from here, right? This is the low on GU. And you can see that we made a new low while on USD we couldn't. So that's a nice sign that we aren't bullish. And we can trust this break of structure. So I want to enter right here, or I want to enter on this imbalance. I'm gonna put my stop loss on here. And let's target, this is a pretty conservative target because we are at the bottom of the range and we might have a nice push. I'm gonna target this imbalance, alright? This is just a smooth price action, and I feel like we might have we have no resistance that can push us to the downside. The only thing that can push us is this one. Maybe offers a pullback and then continuing, and here there is pretty much nothing. So let's clean the chart and let's place the order. Alright, we are in the trades. We don't need to move stop loss. Alright, now we need to go break even. We broke this, and the stop loss is pretty much below this block. We might go break even. Or maybe not. Let me put stop loss to here. Alright, beautiful. So that's the first trade at TP, right? So as you can see, simple higher time frame to lower time frame analysis. All we had to do is to have a point of interest on the higher time frame and then find a confirmation for that idea on the lower time frame, right? And we are entering New York session. Maybe we have a continuation. Let's remove this one. Let me remove this also. We are leaving the imbalances from here. And this. We might find support from here. There is no sweep. But we have an SMT on the low from here on GU, alright? We have a break of structure right here, but still I want to see this imbalance gets broken. Oh, we actually have a close above it, so that's a good sign. We have this smooth edges, and we still have the targets, so we might get another long. Let's see. I want to enter directly. So a price action is straightforward. As for now, let's see. But the TP is a bit small. Let's take it anyway. It should be a market. Okay, we are in the trade. Beautiful. Nice. Another continuation long. Let's see if price is gonna go even further. Yeah, so we basically traded to the top of the range. So that's a nice day. We had to wait for Monday and Tuesday. And we took two winners on Wednesday, right? So 3.6 are in just one day by just being patient. Beautiful. Let's continue. Here's the imbalance on the 1 hour. It looks beautiful. You see the rejection from here. And that's the area that's offered support. Nice. So let's go back tomorrow, next day open. I don't want to buy from here. I want to see price comes maybe to here. That was a nice long. Unfortunately, we missed that. And we even had SMT, right? So that's a nice long that we missed. Next day open. Same thing, continuing with the trend, right? It looks like that we are having short pullbacks. You can see the wicks here, just short wicks and few down close candles, small down close candles. That tells you that the pullbacks are not that deep, and waiting for something like this is not going to be optimal in this case. This is the Asian session range, I guess. Yeah, let's see if price gonna offer something from it. All right, we swept it. We have a potential SMT on DXY. Still, we might have another push, but for now it is an SMT. I use SMTs a lot on EURUSD, especially on EURUSD. I would say it is a mandatory condition. I wouldn't enter without it in most cases. But we still don't have any confirmation on the lower time frame, so we need to wait. Alright, we are sweeping this low. We might have another continuation. And now we broke above it with a displacement. I think I'm gonna enter from here. A bit risky because there is this imbalance that can push price. But again, we are with the order flow and the confluences on the higher time frame are looking good. And the SMT. I want to target the fill of this imbalance. So this looks like an identical setup for the first trade that we took. But let's take the trades. Alright, we are in the trade. Okay, I want to move my stop loss, but let's put it right here. It's still too early for a break even. We got stuck in a range, but did we close above the imbalance? Alright, we did close above this imbalance. Let's see, that's a good sign. Alright, break even. Beautiful. Another TP. So for now we have 3 winners, I believe. Yeah, 3 winners, all long positions. Beautiful. So again, from higher time frame to lower time frame, easy. We have a sweep, continuation sweep on the Asian low range, right? Beautiful. We have an SMT right here, and then we have a nice confirmation on the lower time frame. So that's pretty simple. That's the whole strategy, but it needs patience, all right, for waiting for these conditions. All right, let's go back. to, or let's see how the New York session is gonna be. Oh, so this was NFP day. Good thing we closed before that. Let's go to Monday. Let's remove everything. We closed above this imbalance on the higher time frame. I don't like this, but again, we are pretty bullish. It might be something just like this one, right? This candle, just this candle, and just a small pullback. So I'm still looking for continuations. The imbalance on the 4-hour is still open and can push price to the downside. On the 2-hour and the 1-hour, we are closing above it. So that's a tricky situation. It traded below the Asian session range, so just like Friday. Alright, beautiful. We might have a chance to enter from here. Let's see. I want to target maybe 1.5. Alright, we are in the trade. I'm gonna put my stop loss here. Yeah, right here. Alright, so that's a loser. First loser of the session. Maybe that's... Yeah, it didn't look good on the higher time frame. And this is also Monday, so... Let's go back to next day open. Still at that range. Let's draw the range like this. Alright, next day open. Still inside the range. This would have been a nice longing opportunity, but it happened late in the day, 12 p.m. Alright, we are leaving the range. Now we're gonna continue to look for longs. Next day open. Messy structure right here, as the structure right here is not really clean. We have a lot of wicks. This is the most obvious low, but we're gonna see. Next day open. No, we didn't take it. The Asian session range again. So ideally I want to see this low gets taken. But alright, we might have an SMT, so we don't have to take it because GU took it, right? What about DXY? Same thing for DXY, or actually no. So we have SMT on GU, and we have a break of structure right here, and we might have an SMT with DXY locally right here. Let's see. But this is pushing price, so we can easily have another push right here, and then we might get our long, right? No, we have another displacement. Alright. Now we have an SMT with DXY, this low right here, failed low. while we have a new high on the XY. What about GU? Nothing on GU. GU, we have that higher time frame SMT. But we broke this zone from here. It was pushing price multiple times. So that's a nice long opportunity for me. I'm gonna protect my stop loss below this zone and this swing. 1 to 1.2, and that's the swing. Let's see. All right, let's see. We are in the trade. Let's manage it. We have this imbalance. It can still push price. All right, so we're gonna be careful with the stop loss placement. Okay, beautiful. All right, break even. Nice. We left some money on the table, but still a nice trade with all the confluences. Nice continuation. SMT. So you can see that I took 4 trades or 5 trades. 5 longs, all of them contained an SMT, right? So just to show you how powerful it is, the crack of correlation between the XY, GU and EU, right? That's a nice long. So I believe we should stop here. I don't want to make this any longer. I hope you liked this session, right? This is exactly how I trade on my accounts. There is accounts for scalping. I scalp NQ, but same process, right? The same thing that I'm looking at right here. I'm looking at NQ on lower time frames, right? So the difference is just the time frames. While on EU, this is exactly how I trade. The frequency is the same. Sometimes there is a week with no trades at all for something like this. I don't take trades here. I don't take trades here, right? It's not worth it for me. And I just wait for these expansions, these obvious reads and clean structure. So this was from 2008. What do you think? Was it different from what we have right now? I believe it is the same. You can see that we have this range right here, a lot of manipulations on the highs and the lows. You can easily get cooked right here. It's not easy to trade. You need to be patient. Same right here, right? And we have expansions just like in today's market, right? For me, nothing. I noticed nothing that have changed. Price action was identical. The behavior didn't change. Tell me your opinion. I encourage you to backtest these years, right? Every now and then, just open your backtesting software and go back in time. So I hope you like this video. If you have any other questions, you can always DM me in my Twitter account or leave a comment down below and I'll answer you as soon as I can. I'm happy trading and good luck.